Hello and welcome to High or Lows, a 5th Ed Dungeons & Dragons adventure set in the world of Taraz. I'm Philip Martin, your Dungeon Master, and with me is Mimbo Wang.
Everyone.
Next up, we've got Ash Mireya.
Hello.
In the middle tonight is Daniel Fletcher.
안녕하세요.
Then next is Laurie Crawford.
G'day all.
And finally is Lizzie McPherson.
Hey, lovelies.
Previously on High or Lows, we started with the group heading out of Homestead with a bunch of locals. A bit of a posse was mustered to do some testing on what was causing the zombies to become angry. They moved into an adjacent abandoned area, which they were told served as a border between Homestead and the Cabal-controlled areas of the Undercrag. It also became apparent that this area once served as a burial ground, as they passed various grave sites which had been long scavenged and peeked over with only bones and dust remaining. After moving far enough away from Homestead that they felt safe to proceed, Chuck used his mental abilities, which caused the zombies to become angry and violent. The zombies were easily restrained by the large group. However, something large could be heard moving towards the group from further in the catacombs. They prepared for action. The noise turned out to be coming from a zombie beholder, seemingly stirred up by Chuck's psychic abilities, which started blasting the group with various beams from its remaining eye stalk. Thankfully, with some aid from the best of the Homestead fighters, they were able to slay the monster without too much damage, although Baracus did take the worst of it. Now, the group have headed back to Homestead with the locals, after another very long day, looking to get a proper rest in an actual bed for the first time in about a week. Longer if you count the time you were in prison. You were probably in prison for somewhere all between a week to a month before you were sent down here.
So, how long back to camp? I need to get somewhere and patch these wounds up.
It's honestly only a 10-minute walk back to camp. It's not far. It's a comfortable 10-minute walk, moving at an ambling pace.
Good.
Well, I guess we'd be moving as fast as the zombies anyways.
Yeah, they're essentially just being dragged along by some of the lower ranked fighters, just the rank and file guards.
How are they now? They were a bit riled up before.
They're still a little bit riled up, but mostly calmed down. They're sort of using that slight anger to sort of keep them moving faster. So it's they're just using it. They're harnessing that energy. You guys have the Belmont posse from the east side of the river, and you have Lobar Finecheek and a few of his guards, and they're the ones they're basically dragging a zombie each of these two posses, and you guys are just walking back to Homestead. But if you don't have anything particular to say to any of these people, everyone's just sort of happy to walk in silence. It's late. That was a bigger combat than most of these people are used to, so they're happy to just be quiet in their thoughts.
Are we off the hook now?
Like we said, don't go using that power in town, and don't be riling up the zombies. And yeah, as long as you can keep it in your head, I suppose.
This would be Eaton Belmont.
This was Eaton Belmont, yes.
Could be useful down the track now that we've figured a way to calm the zombies back down.
Like we said, it could definitely be a tool. Someone, I can't remember who said it was with Oasis. If you could rile up their zombies using your powers, potentially.
Yeah, I mean, that's a possibility.
Be a good distraction if we were trying sneaking in or something.
Could be a way to use them against the spiders in the forest. There are loose zombies around.
So does that mean I can trade back the shield?
I think you need to help out the town a little bit more. We still have some losses to recoup, but once you've done that, I'll give you back your shield.
What about when we're going out in the wild? I think I'll need it more than you will.
Oh, things are pretty tense here in Oasis. We've suffered a few attacks. It hasn't been easy the last few days. We've suffered spider attacks, and we best be on our guard. So,
Okay. Well, I'll be back when we capture the first of the lumber camps. I think that's a fair point to trade it back.
all right, deal. I think I can make that deal. I mean, my father will have to make the final call, but I'll say that seems fair. I think in general, it's probably best if you try to stay on the west side of the river until we know we can really trust you. But
Have you ever thought about seeing a therapist about your trust issues?
Why would he have to?
have you ever lived your whole life in a hostile place that's trying to kill you every day?
Yep.
I don't know. I don't remember much about my past.
I have.
Then you should have trust issues.
She does have trust issues, as you can probably tell.
Look, we all want to come together for the common good, but there's a lot of enemies out here, and yeah, I gotta look out for my family and my people primarily.
I would just hope that we have amongst you, at least collectively, earned more trust than we will probably see going to Oasis. We don't want to be on even keel. We'd hopefully be more, better off with you guys in Homestead, right? Trust goes both ways.
Look, I'll tell our people, like, we won't attack you, but I'm saying you should stay on the west side because tensions are still going to be high and people are going to be mistrusting. And as we tell people this information, people don't necessarily like things like this. We won't. The information will spread by within a day or two. Everyone in Homestead is going to know exactly what caused all of it, and they're going to be wary.
I think it's fair if we stay on our side, you stay on yours. But if there is an emergency, we will come if we need to.
And same for us. We've got people working as guard duty and as part of the guard force of town. Like, we won't neglect our duties, and we're not saying if you have a reason to come, don't come. We're just saying it's probably best for the peace if you probably if you keep a low profile in general.
I don't think you'll hear much from us for the next day or so. Bloody tired.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think at this point we all just want to get a rest. I think we'll have to still have double guards on for the next little while, just to make sure everything's all right. But I think your group, you're right. You have earned your rest. Welcome to Homestead. And at this point, you walk into Homestead. You arrive in town.
I say thank you and hold out my hand to shake it.
He shakes your hand. It's not like a particularly tense one. Like, it's just a handshake of respect.
Oh, let's get back to that bloody inn.
Let's get some ale in this.
Yeah, you're easily able to do that. It's just across the way. It's another 5-minute walk in and around the mushroom farms. Oh, maybe 10-minute walk. So you coming from the northeast top of town to the southwest part of town. You cross over the river.
I suppose as we're going over the river, I'll turn to Lobar and just ask him if he needs us to come with him at all now or report to him tomorrow or anything.
Nah, it's fine. I'll take care of all these fellas. I think it'll be squared away. I think Eaton was right. We'll post a few extra guards around. But I think that we've been in talk with the people of the Tiefling Quarter, and they're happy to supply a few extras, so it's all fine. You guys get your rest.
Thanks, man.
Also, because I don't think Mad Marjorie is with us, correct?
No, just the cat, just fine chick, the gnome.
Yeah, if you can get a message to Mad Old Marjorie about what happened and the tests, I'm sure she'll want to know.
No, I'll be up for a little while. I've got to make this report, and then we'll yeah, it's I suppose it's not something that's come up before. Like, and definitely there's been a lot more zombie activity after the split, when we sort of all the cracks started appearing, because that shifted things down here. So maybe something happened. I don't know.
Good lad.
Yeah, I'll be up for a little. If you do need anything, like, I'll be up for a little while, giving a few orders and then finishing up this report. But otherwise, yeah, go get a rest, get a drink on me.
I'm sure we will.
We'll probably be up for a little. If your shift ends, you're welcome to have a drink with us. Tell us about the town, but if not, fairly well.
No offense, it's been a long day, so I'll probably just get this report done and finish up. I think I'm on late shift anyway, so probably won't see you again tonight unless you get up to something, and I'd rather you didn't, so please don't.
Try not to.
All right. Good night, then. And he heads off to the main command hall.
Just to clarify, the cracks started appearing when Virtue lifted off, didn't it?
Yes, that's what he was referring to. So Homestead has existed for longer than that.
Yeah.
If you've got basically young adults saying they spent most of their lives down here.
It sounded like Homestead has almost existed as long as Virtue. Almost.
Probably about 5 or 10, about 5 less years before there was enough people sent down here that they were able to organize and find this place.
Sweet.
And obviously Virtue has been a lot more prosperous. It's got a lot more access to a lot better resources and various things. And you've been told and have sort of run into other little communities down here. You sort of run into at least one other little community down here. They just happen to be of zombies. I don't think... Oh, and Oasis as well. But, like, you haven't really run into them properly. Just people from there.
Yeah.
But you guys, assuming you don't go off in any direction, you just go back to the tavern, so to speak. You do, and as you do, like, the band are just finishing packing up all their stuff. There's a few people just having late night drinks, but it doesn't seem to be too active. Who would you see? Who might you see? So you do see the 4 members of the band packing up their gear. Although you'd probably see, like, Jathan would probably be, like, more just having a laugh with the crew. Who else might you see? High or lows? Fletch.
Lows.
Okay. You don't see any gnomes, because I know you wanted to talk to the other gnome in town.
What kind of races do we see looking at the band?
Well, you just see, I mean, it's like mostly like there's just a mix, couple of humans. They seem to just be young folk. They're sort of like teenagers, or like late teenagers, early 20s. People that are allowed to stay up later. You might recognize one from they were a guard on duty earlier.
Oh, he's in the band as well.
No, he's not in the band. The band is composed of a gray-skinned elven featured person, a cat lady. She would be sort of in like a lioness, sort of that golden color. There is a satyr, so like a goat-legged, I should say, goat-legged person, but mostly human up top, but with some fey-like facial features. And Minotaur, a very large guy, wearing a bell around his neck with a large nose ring. So what do you guys do as you come in?
I'd say go towards the bar and get a jug of rhubarb wine.
See who's working tonight. See if Alamia is tending the bar.
Who would be working the bar is a large half-orc. Seems to be the only one still working.
Which would be a rack.
Oh no, there's also a human working the floor and helping them out. No, Arak is the Githzerai. This is you missed this one. This is Numash. He hasn't said much. You haven't interacted much with him, but he's been around. Mostly just looking tough. So it's him, and I think you met Murray. So you guys go up to the bar, and the Numash, the half-orc, says, "What do you want?"
Bit of that rhubarb wine would be great. Enough for the 5 of us.
Yeah, no worries. Just want one bottle for now.
I'm sure we'll be back up, but yes, that'd be great.
There you go.
Some food will be good too.
Yeah, some more of those serving tonight.
Got any grub left?
We don't have anything like hot going. Got some just got some dried mushroom chips.
Better than nothing.
That'll do.
All right, Murray, get some of them mushroom chips for the new fella, the new guys. All right, yes, I want to get that. Yep. Yeah, so you get some drinks and mushroom chips to snack on.
Head back to the table. Well, a table, because I'm assuming there's a fair few free.
Yeah, you have free run of the place. You can pick one that's sort of on the edges or somewhere that like invites more people coming to
Yeah. Grab a table that's bigger than what we need and make it obvious that we're not trying to cut people off or anything.
Are there that group? I think the group of 3 that were kind of eyeing us off, and we had words with the other night. Are they there tonight?
That was earlier tonight, and they're not here.
Good old John, even though I know that's not his name.
Yeah, I think we named them.
I'd pour a drink for 4 of us, and then just look at Thistle and gesture. Do you want one or not?
No, you guys enjoy it. Don't feel thirsty.
Fair enough.
Do you want to just pretend to eat a drink like you look normal?
Define normal.
None of us look normal, mate.
I look pretty normal, but I am not normal.
Says you.
Yeah, I was about to say, speak for yourself, buddy.
I look pretty normal.
Oh no, more tiefling. Not Asimar's pretty normal. Humans very
Yeah, that's
normal.
what I'm saying. I look pretty normal, but I'm not normal. But I look normal.
Wait, can Chuck drink yet?
Yeah, is he of legal age down here?
I don't think it's a legal age, but whether or not he wants to.
Yeah, Chuck will drink. He's a teenager. How would he not drink if he's given the opportunity to drink?
Fair enough.
First drinks then.
Oh well, to a successful first day in town.
You know, goblins start drinking from the age of 6 years old.
Finally, you admit you're a goblin. I knew it. I absolutely knew it.
Chuck,
I love
he's a gnome.
Then
Hold on,
why are
let's
we
get-
talking about when goblins can drink?
Because, like, goblins drink really young. I lived with them, and I saw them growing up and getting drunk at the age of 8.
What about gnomes then?
Well, we lived for a very long time, so I mean, it takes us a while. Like, I think my first drink was like 40.
I mean that is a question. What was everyone's first drink? Sorry, sorry, Thistle. I don't think you have had. But
Well, Thistle's was 5 days old. She only had
5
one
days.
earlier. Well, it's been about
Yeah.
5 days, hasn't it?
Yeah, and it didn't taste good.
so is
Tasted
that
dirty.
actually when we're going to say that you were born 5 days ago? Is that we're
I
doing that?
suppose.
Wow.
Makes sense until she remembers otherwise.
It's a whole new world for you then.
Mm-hmm.
Anything you want to do in your new life?
That's a very loaded question, which I don't really know how to answer properly at this time of night.
Not a loaded question. You can answer it however you want.
I need to think about it.
Around drinks, what better time?
As you guys are talking amongst yourselves, you're approached by the lead singer of the band and the backup vocals of the band. He says, "Hey, so you guys are the new people. Nice to meet you. The name's Skathan Cage."
Oh my god, if your name is so cool.
Thanks. I know I am the coolest guy in town. This here is Dynamic Child. She is the coolest girl in town. Thanks, Skathan.
Is this the grey-skinned elf and the cat person?
Yes.
Yeah, because I think they're the only two we haven't really met.
Yeah, you kind of met Yanana and Razlo in passing.
I was watching you play live. You were amazing.
Yeah, you were the one that dove off the stage. That was awesome, little buddy.
I'll do it again for you.
Right on, right on.
Is Twig totally fanboying it right now? Is that what I see?
It seems like it. Like I'd probably lean over to Barakas and go like, I think he's got a crush.
We have one extra fan, it seems.
Yeah, no, it's good to have some new people in town. I hope you like the music. We try our best. Not much else to do around here to have fun.
Yeah, it was quite different from my people, but I can appreciate it. You had some fans before when we saw you play.
Oh yeah, no, the kids love us. Like we grew up with them. We were orphans ourselves, so we know what it's like down here. We spent most of our lives down here. And we found the instruments. We took to them, and we figured why not make a band.
Do you travel much, or do you mainly just play around the town?
There ain't really anywhere to go, so we just play here. The only band in town, but everyone seems to like the music.
Roads are a bit dangerous out there at the moment. Good to hear you got business here.
I mean, I suppose it'd be interesting in being able to go on tour. I don't know if the other places down here would even like that sort of thing. Like, we know there's a goblin camp on the ways. Some of our friends in the Tiefling Quarter know how to get there and have some little bit of a relationship with them, but not that much. They say there's a Asimar camp out there somewhere, but no one knows how to find them. And of course, there's Oasis, but I don't think we'd be very welcome there. And there's the Kobolds, I suppose. And some people say there's fish people. So I suppose it'd be fun to do a tour, but I don't know how well we'll be received by most of these people.
I think in most cases you would become dinner.
We think the audience likes us here. The kids love us. your Nana and Razzo like to do the music lessons, and the kids like to get involved and sing along. You know, there's not a lot of good stuff down here. Although, if you guys are interested, probably not tonight. Been a long day. I've a lot of craziness today, but we could party one of these days. We got some stuff that'll get you out of your head a little bit.
Hey, if you're welcome to, you bring the ale. We can tell you some stories of the roads we've traveled.
Oh, I ain't talking about ale, brother. I'm talking about some mushroom caps that'll take you on a journey.
Oh, I know. Welcome to it.
I mean,
Wonder how that'd affect you, Thistle.
We can try.
Oh yeah, you're looking a little bit mushroomy yourself.
I got mushroom in my veins.
Yeah, you might want to get that looked at by Shogneck or someone.
Yeah, when we get the time.
I mean, I would have thought that would be sort of priority for you. You're not in a hurry to find out what the hell's happening to your body?
I am curious, but well,
Or do you just not want to find out because it'll change things for you?
I'm anxious about it.
If you're anxious about it, do you have like your people would have healers and things? What are we looking for? Similar to your people around here, maybe we can keep our eyes out.
You haven't seen any people like her, have you?
I mean, there's just the zombies and stuff.
Oh, not like that. I mean, more similar build. Like, she's quite large. Like, she's obviously not human.
No, I ain't seen nothing like that. No, I ain't seen nothing. Biggest one I know around here is old Raslo. But you don't really look much like your friend here.
Where would we find our Draslo?
He's over there packing up the drums.
Okay.
He's the Minotaur.
Ah, okay.
Yeah, sounds like not many furbolgs down here.
Hmm.
And
Pity.
I know your town priestess Nari is your main source of healing in this place. But do you have anything along the lines of kind of herbal medicine or a shaman of sorts? You know?
I'd say your best bet would be Anari. She's like a priest, but that's not really herbal stuff. Shognak, though, like he does make some potions and has most of the books in town.
Yeah, we've met Shognak.
No, we haven't.
You've seen Shognak at the pub, but you didn't actually interact with him.
Or we know of him. Antiquities trader, but we didn't meet him.
Yeah.
I think we didn't know it was him until much later. We kind of figured that out.
Might be one to seek out later.
Yeah, I think that should be on tomorrow's agenda.
I mean, if this is important to you, if this is something that you long to seek the answer to, it's up to you.
Well, I guess if you guys don't mind, I might go see Shognak tomorrow if you guys want to continue on.
Oh no, I
With,
think it's something we should all do. I think Tweak will have questions for him too.
Yeah, I want to know if it's going to kill us in our sleeps.
Oh my god.
I want to find out as much as I can about these zombies, and there might be some connection there. Some death magic.
Okay.
So how's the wine taste?
The wine is tasting good. In case you're wondering. We can roll a d20 to find out, I suppose.
Yeah, I'm probably chugging it a bit more than a big day.
That's a 17. It's tasting very good. It's going down pretty easy. Yeah, Skathan Cage and Dynamic Child will sit down with you guys and drink for a little while. Eventually, Yanana and Raslo will come over once they finish packing up, and just you can drink with the band. Do you guys take your it is getting late by the time you've got your snacks and you said it's getting towards midnight. You can continue on, but if you're drinking heavily and staying up, I'll need some sort of checks.
I probably won't stay up too long.
So is Callum the dad going to be the first to take himself to bed?
Maybe.
I will retire to my room, and I want to just start seeing if I can fire anything through a hollow tube with some explosives behind it in a controlled experiment.
You have very little blasting powder. You could I'd probably say you could start thinking about it, planning the experiment. But you can give me a Tinkerer's Tools check with using intelligence.
Tinkerer's Tools.
You only have, I think you guys were given one room with 2 bunk beds, right?
2 rooms. I was sharing one with Tweak.
Yeah, and the fireplace kind of connected it.
Yeah, that's right. I think there was a bunk bed in each, though.
Yeah, that sounds right. Because I think Thistle volunteered to sleep on the floor, seeing she doesn't really sleep.
Yeah, so I think Chuck hasn't really been with the group most of the day. Chuck was briefly with the group when you first entered, then he drifted away. Then during the scuffle with the zombies, you guys interacted, and then he disappeared again. So Chuck, you haven't really decided who you're going to be in a room with.
I think Thistle made the decision for you.
I have proficiency bonus, don't I?
Yeah, you'd be proficient.
15.
15. Yeah, just don't you think that you, with the right sort of a very smooth tube, you could start thinking about ways to propel something through it? Do you have access to a very hollow, strong tube?
I think you ordered one, didn't you? We just haven't got it.
Yeah, there's a few things I ordered. I should check in with that guy.
It's been like 4 hours.
It's been too long.
It's probably been 6 hours, 6 or 7 hours.
All right, then. Well, I've got ball bearings,
Yeah.
and I have calligraphy supplies.
Yeah, you can start sketching some stuff out.
I have mason's tools. Like, there'd be certain things I could use to possibly play through it.
Yeah, I don't know if the tubes and the calligraphy supplies would be strong enough for an explosive force and big enough for a ball bearing. But you can start thinking about stuff. And I think with the 15, yeah, you're part way towards working on something. You're trying to make something like obviously you don't know about it, but like a firearm or more a cannon or.
I start melting down my brass knife and forks.
People need
Don't think. I don't know. High or lows?
Lows.
The fire in the fireplace isn't hot enough to melt down the brass. You're just singeing them a little bit. You probably need to get to a forge.
A forge. It could be
You saw a forge on the eastern side of the river. That seems to be where the family seem to have a bit of a lock on the trades, from what you've gathered. Well, they haven't even been to the Thistle Quarter yet.
I want to go to that magic forge.
That's a day or 2 away. You haven't been there for a while.
I
And
miss
I
that
think
place.
there's zombies and harpies in the way.
All roads lead back to that.
To be fair, some of those zombies were friendly.
I think the majority weren't, though. I think there were hundreds behind us, weren't there?
That's true. You would probably have to cut your way through them. Something seems to have stirred them up. You might have an idea of what that something is now.
As you're cutting through them, one of them just screams out, "But why?"
If we do what we need to do tomorrow and go out and slay some of these spiders, things like that, things for the town, we might gain access to blacksmiths.
The old classic video game trope of having to achieve goals to get access to things. I hadn't planned that, but now that you've said it, I might do it that way.
Makes sense.
So what, Callum and Tweak have gone to bed. There's Thistle and Baracus and Chuck last very long. Chuck, the band members are only like a year or two older than you, really. You're what, 16?
Yep, basically.
Yeah, like the band is like probably the Minotaur is probably 17. Like he's probably the youngest but the biggest, but also like seems fully matured. Everyone else would be about like Skathan would be like 19, and the two girls would be 18.
Good to know.
So they're just a little bit older.
No, I'll head up to the room after Chuck. Callum, and had a big night the other night. Keep a calm one tonight.
What about you, Thistle?
Yeah, I'll go up and I'll start meditating.
Cool. Chuck, are you going to stay and drink with the band?
Yeah, I will. I mean, I'm like a teenager, right? So I'm trying to pretend like I'm cool and like, I'll
And you
stay
have
up.
to do the right thing to go to sleep.
Totally. We can role play out elements if you got anything, but what I really need right now is a charisma check, just for your general personality and your how much they like you essentially. And I will take a Constitution saving throw for how well you're holding your liquor.
We're going to find Chuck passed out in the lavatory with his tattoo.
We're about to find out.
What? Why? Oh, firstly, when you say charisma check, it's just a straight.
I think so.
Okay.
Just for your ability to banter, joke around, your general personality and vibe.
Is it possible to use my deception since I'm pretending to be cool?
Because
I'm super good at. Okay, Constitution.
that.
Constitution save first.
Okay, so Constitution save. Oh crap, that's bad. Let me have a look. That is a 12.
12. No, I'm gonna go with charisma check. You're holding your liquor, but you are becoming drunk, so like you're not in full control of your inhibitions, so to speak.
Okay.
Arguably, everybody's trying to act cool.
Yeah, this is true.
Yeah.
But I have expertise technically in deception. Oh, I rolled a 19, so it's 23.
Yeah, you're having a great time. You think the band likes you. You're joking around. You're talking about like some of the bands you've seen up in Virtue, and how they're way better than that. And they seem flattered. What other things might you tell this band, Mimbo? But you're having a great time. You're drunk, you're feeling it, but you're having a great time, and you feel like everyone's just like drunk and feeling it. Like you feel like you're not going to be able to keep this up for too much longer, but you're not vomiting in the corner by any means.
Okay, good.
If you want to keep going, I'll need another Constitution save. This time it will be with a disadvantage.
No. Like if he's realized that he has made a good impression, he'll bow out and leave it at that.
Yeah, basically you just hang out for another hour, past when all the old people have gone to bed, and then you bow out. But you feel like you made a good impression on the band, who so far seemed like the coolest people in town.
Yeah, definitely.
And you guys all go to bed. Is there anything else that people want to do before they go to bed, or are you just heading to get some shut eye? Okay, so what is the room arrangement again? Just to get a visual picture of the two rooms. Have you got
With Tweak.
so you got Callum and Baracus in one set of bunk beds?
Yeah, I think so.
And so Thistle, you don't actually need a bed, but you could take a bed. They supply you with like a little bedroll as well. Like a
Well,
sort-
since I don't really get tired or need sleep like others do, I meditate so there's a free bed for Chuck in mine and Tweak's room.
Okay, so Chuck is on. So who's taking the top bunk? Who's taking the bottom bunk?
Roll for it.
I'd get in the bottom.
Massive.
Less work having to climb up there.
And I'm not fussed. I just want to get some sleep.
And what about between Chuck and Tweak? Who's taking the top? Who's taking the bottom?
Oh, I'm taking the top.
Guess I'm taking the bottom then.
Cool. You guys all file in. Like, well, Tweak would have taken the top when he first got there. Thistle would have basically just pointed Chuck towards the spare bed. Maybe Chuck like woke everyone up as he was stumbling into bed, trying to figure out which room he was sleeping in. Because you guys didn't necessarily tell him beforehand. But you guys all start going to bed, and as everyone else is sleeping, Thistle is awake. She is aware of her surroundings. But 6 hours is a long time to just sort of be sitting there. So you drift into a sort of meditative state. And as you do, you close your eyes and you sense something in the air. And as you sense these, they almost turn to specks of light that you can see as you close your eyes. And you can sense them sprawling out around you. And you can sense that you're in a sort of concentration of these specks of light that you can only sense as you close your eyes in this meditative state. How do you feel about this, Liz Thistle?
I'm curious. So I'm going to try and focus on it a little bit more, see if I can work it out.
Okay, you're focusing on this. First of all, give me a perception check with disadvantage as you're trying to use this new sense as you close your eyes and concentrate and focus on this new feeling.
16?
16. Yeah, you sense that you are in a cluster, but you're somewhat on the edge of the main part of this cluster. And now I want you to give me a survival check, also with disadvantage.
19.
19. Excellent. So, as you're trying to get your bearings, your eyes are closed, you're sensing these specks of light, and you're sensing that you're on the edge of this cluster and it's more concentrated in one direction. And you're trying to get your bearings, and you sort of hear the river off in the distance. And you sense that the cluster is beyond that river, and that cluster, the main heart of the cluster, seems to be where the mushroom farms were concentrated over on the eastern side of Homestead. Now, when you were here, there's mushrooms all over this place. There's the bioluminescent mushrooms that are used for light. There's the mushrooms that are used for food. And there's all sorts of other mushrooms around this place and different fungi. Now I want you to give me a nature check.
12?
12. Yeah, so you're sensing that it's these mushrooms, but even with a 12, you know, these must be the spores of the mushrooms that you're feeling with your eyes closed and you're concentrating in this meditative state. You're feeling, basically seeing these spores of mushrooms as specks of unseen light, since you can't see and you're using this new sense. With this in mind, I want you to give me a new perception check as you sort of feel out, because you're seeing beyond light. You cannot see in the dark in this place, but you are seeing these specks of light further and further out beyond you, like as you're concentrating. And you know that you're in the heart of this cluster, but you can see other clusters as you're in this galaxy of light and spores. So I want you to give me a perception check as you look outward.
You're gonna love this. I got a nat 20, so 26.
Excellent. So with a 26, as you're spreading out, you can sense that you are somewhat in the core of this galaxy of spores. And with a nat 20, you can see it all the way to the end, and you can get an idea of exactly how big this place is. You can even see, as you focus upwards, you can see little spores that are so far in the distance. They must actually be mushrooms that people are eating in virtue. But they're barely a part of this spore galaxy. And you realize that there is a network of spores going throughout, and they're very heavily concentrated on the undercrag. And you actually, with a nat 20, you see that some of them are moving, and the zombies, it must be the zombies or something that have also carried this mark of the spore and the mushroom. But it could be other creatures as well. You're not sure, but that would make sense. And as you look, you notice that the mushroom forest is alive with spores, again, all over. But you notice a cluster in this part of the mushroom forest, which is the main cluster of spores, and it's also moving. And it's, as you're looking at it, you notice that there's like a pattern to the spores, almost like Morse code. You don't know what it's saying, but you know that it is trying to say something.
What would I have to roll to try and communicate with it?
Give me an insight check with disadvantage.
15.
15. The 15, you're not sure what it's trying to say, but you do know that it is trying to communicate with you.
I'm gonna try and work on this. So
And as you're sort of thinking about this is all taking place over the course of hours as you're getting this meditation and you're focusing in on these spores, and you're sort of getting frustrated and going in again and trying to meditate, go deeper again and deeper again. And as you're doing this, you're having flashbacks of when you were younger and you were also alone and you were trying to find your people. You remember being alone and not knowing where your people were. You were separated from them. You can't remember how you were separated from them, but you know that you were young and alone and afraid and resigned yourself to trying to find your people. And you remember feeling this way for a long time.
yeah.
And you have a few flashbacks to this of various ages as you grow up and older, and you don't know how exactly, but you know that you were looking for your people for a long time, but you were never able to find. Well, you don't know if you were never able to find them, but you don't have a memory of finding them. You just have memories and flashes of you being alone and looking for people. Similar to this, looking for things, looking for the spores.
There's a possibility of the connection of my family, who I haven't been able to find, and this ecosystem of spores that which is connecting with me.
Yeah, you don't think that the spores are your family, but you feel a connection to them.
Yeah.
Like that you feel like they are worth seeking out, and you spent a lot of your life seeking things out, seeking something that was lost.
Okay.
Yeah, you can continue sort of trying to get a bead on this, trying to communicate. You can spend the next few hours trying to communicate with these spores, whatever it's trying to say, but you won't get anything else, unfortunately, tonight. But you can still spend that time.
All right, I'll be doing that then.
Yeah. And you can do this for the rest of the evening, and eventually people start waking up. I would say Callum wakes up first. Classic dad move. Waking up crack of dawn, or actually like 15 minutes before dawn.
Sounds about right.
Doing your squats and stretches as you wake up.
What are you doing, old man?
Got to stretch. Get ready for the day. Wake up, you lazy bones.
What's it going to be for the first, apart from a hearty breakfast?
Well, you're all feeling a little bit chipper after the first night in a proper bed. Warm fire nearby. Although, like, the closest you come to this was like when you slept in the forge, where it was at least warm after the cold. But you've all leveled up to level 5.
Woo!
Finally.
So during the night, you've all feel yourself becoming stronger. Do you guys want to go around the horn and talk about like new things that you've got? Or do you guys want to roleplay it as you wake up?
I'm happy
Well,
to roleplay.
I think I kind of already roleplayed mine. I leveled up and gained a feat alert, which makes sense as to why I woke up earlier.
Nice.
So that'll kind of help me out in combat. Be a bit quicker to act, and also people won't get advantage when they attack me from distance anymore.
Ah, nice.
We can see that play out.
Anyone else get anything particularly cool?
I think I gain a different sense of or a different channel of magic for me to learn and to manifest on.
Yeah, well, you get the level 5 druid, so you should get level 3 spells.
Yeah. And a couple of necromantic spells as well. Excuse me.
Not that you can do it yet. We finally have a revive. You got to find those diamonds, though.
Yeah.
What about you, Tweak? You're not multiclassing, you're just going straight artificer?
Straight artificer.
That means you get level 2 spells, I think?
And extra attack.
Ah, that's right. You're a battlesmith, so you're going to have 2 attacks.
Yep.
So I think you're actually the first person to get 2 attacks because our 2 actual fighters did multiclass earlier.
Yeah, nice.
Yeah.
So Baracus, you're taking a level in Warlock or Paladin this time?
Yeah. Well, I don't know if I want to up-pay this up, but definitely when I wake up, I kind of feel more strong, healthy constitution. Kind of. I think I'll be going the way of the paladin.
You took the ASI, so you're stronger and more constitutional.
No, it'll be it'll be a 3rd level for me. So what I'm talking of is divine health, of course.
And we'll find out your oath when we find out.
Yeah, I think so.
Oh, yeah, we can keep that one. We can keep that one a little.
I mean, it's kind of obvious, but maybe it isn't.
I believe that one for the audience to figure out in their own time. We'll do a proper unveil. But for now, you are a paladin with an oath.
That's it.
And Chuck, you're just sticking with sorcerer, getting your level 3 spells.
Yes, I am getting Fireball.
Fireball, the classic.
Yep.
I
I wake up realizing I can destroy the world.
We're fucked.
Yep.
Yeah, you probably play around with your fire bolt magic, and then like you realize that like you can harness it in a different way and change the wording to make a much bigger boom, but you only can do it so much.
Yeah. Originally, I excited the atoms to create Firebolt. Now it's like in a bigger area.
Yes, indeed. In a form of magical pyrokinesis.
Like, just so I don't know if this is something I should ask, but like my understanding is that any of my psionic spells would trigger the zombie apocalypse, right? It's not just me communicating telepathically.
It did seem it was your psionic abilities and spells because you did your mind sliver as well as
Yeah.
communicating. But you tested firebolt and that didn't seem. Your pyrokinesis did not seem to have an effect.
Okay, fair enough. Understood.
So that even though technically I think it all uses your mental abilities, like even your pyro stuff.
Yeah, but there's a certain series of spells that are considered my psionic spells. So I assume that that's what we mean when, like, they're usually mental, kind of like
Yeah.
mind fuckery, basically.
Yeah, you haven't tested everything, but yeah, you presume that it's not wise to use any psionic ability
Cool.
whilst here in Homestead or anywhere around zombies.
But I
doubt-
mean, unless the zombies are already attacking us, then that's all right.
In fact, give me a history check.
Okay, history check. I am not proficient though,
Okay.
so it is like basically a straight roll. 15.
The 15. So you think this might have been early on when you first entered the mushroom forest and you used mind sliver in a combat against I want to say spiders. You remember zombies moving into your position and you think this may have been the cause.
Okay. Good to know.
So you're not sure, you haven't really got a good idea on the range, but you know that there is some degree of range.
Yeah. I also switched out dissonant whispers for Tasha's hideous laughter.
Cool. Both good spells.
Tweaky
Yeah.
is trying to learn how to split an atom.
That'll take a little while to figure out. But yes, you all wake up feeling stronger, rejuvenated, smarter, better, faster, stronger, harder. Is that the order?
I have no clue.
Better, faster, harder, stronger, I think. Better, faster, harder, stronger. Yeah. So please don't sue me, Daft Punk.
It's all right. You got it wrong. So
See, parody, because they got it wrong. But you guys all wake up. Some of you earlier than others. Breakfast is available. It is mushroom stew and a sort of spelt bread.
yeah, well, I guess chow down and have a look around and see who's here.
And they have, I'll say you get a couple of rat sausages as well with the breakfast. No one is here. No, there's orphans eating their breakfast.
I'll join the orphans.
Yeah, you are given an orphan-sized portion, which is just a smaller bowl, only one sausage and only one bit of bread. Well, only half a bit of bread.
And when I finish it, I come up to the counter and say, "Please, sir, can I have some more?"
Give me a persuasion check.
14.
More? Of course you can have some more. Only gives you more without 5. And you can have a second portion, which is the size of the portion you would have gotten if you were eating from the adults anyway. But you get some more mushroom stew. But yeah, there's no one really around. The band is nowhere to be seen. It's Alamia and Lynette. Oh no, it wouldn't even be Alamia. It'd be Arak and Lynette doing breakfast, with some of the older orphans sort of helping out. And that was Lynette making a joke when you asked for more.
I got that.
So yeah, you guys can plan what you would like to do for the day as you eat your breakfast. Except Tweak is eating with the children.
Well, we've got to find Sognak. And also, I think we had a meeting planned with the lumberjack. Bandan, that's the one.
Yeah, how is everyone for supplies and things? I'm okay, but that might be a third thing we need to sort of look at.
I still got decent amount of rations.
Was there some place that you needed to go back to, Tweak?
No, not particular. I mean, the forge would be great. But, I mean, we're sort of stuck here helping these guys.
They said for the halflings, they said come back in a week, was it? DM?
I think they said a week.
I don't know if they said a week specifically, but like they probably didn't expect to have any hits within a week. I can't remember what I said. But yeah, like they have to go scanned out, like give their request to scavengers. There are other operatives that like go outside of town to go find stuff as well.
Makes sense. Were you? How far away is Tweaks from us?
Not far. Like there's only about 20 orphans, so he's at like there's like 2 long tables filled with orphans.
Oh yeah, so he can still be in the conversation and whatnot.
Yeah.
I'd ask Tweak. Are you still doing the class today, or we pressing matters kind of take?
I would like to do the class.
Well, we can kind of work around that, and that can be. I don't know. Everyone can take a bit of personal time around then.
Okay. I'll have to get a lesson prepared.
It might prove useful to go back to one of the people in the know, you know, Mad Marge or the chap from last night. Just get a bead on where these spiders might be.
Yeah, well, I think we were going to meet with Marge or Fine Cheeks, and with Bandan as well, just to kind of sort out that whole situation.
Yeah, perfect. So I don't half mind the idea of if we get an idea of where the spiders are, where they kind of commonly tracks they use and things like that. If we do have to go approach Oasis and it's not a favorable visit, then using those zombies to our advantage is always an option. But we'll know more once we head out and head into the territory of these spiders, I think.
Okay, so I am to assume so your list of things to do today so far are go see Shognak, go talk to Bandan, do a class, run a class for the kids. Is there anything else I'm missing?
We haven't checked in with Alamia for a while, so if we can rouse her somehow.
Allow me, you talked to her earlier, like yesterday.
Sorry, no.
Inari.
Inari is.
Yeah, I mean you met her yesterday as well. You've only been here one day. You've been here less than 24 hours.
Yeah, that's fair enough. We didn't really kind of converse much.
Not sure there would be much to update her with, because she'd be kept in the know with the zombie situation and everything.
Yeah, it's just mainly that. Just make sure that they all know about what we about the test yesterday, and
You weren't interested in visiting, like the tiefling camp, were you?
no, I do. I do want to head there at some point, but I feel like our priorities shifted a bit. So I'll leave that in the bag. Haven't seen much of my people, and even when I have, it hasn't been the best meetings. Doesn't mean I shouldn't.
Fair. Well, if you want backup when you go, let me know.
Yeah, I think it might be needed. Cross that bridge when we get to it. Thank you.
Okay, so you might visit the Tiefling Quarter, but Shognak and Bandan are sounds like they're your top 2 priorities. and Tweak wants to teach the class. Is anyone like Chuck, Thistle? Was there anything you guys wanted to do, or are you just going to tag along with what the group wants to do?
See shove neck. And I guess after the night that I just want to try and work out my thoughts and probably have some private time to do some writing and possible bit of research.
I might want to sell some stuff and buy some stuff. I don't know if that's something that we're going to do eventually.
I think the rest of the group did it. You weren't with them when they did.
Ah, okay. Well, maybe I want to do that because I don't want to like spend the rest of today in my jumpsuit. Kind of want to get some real clothes and also sell some stuff to get some money.
It's all pretty much all barter system here, which you wouldn't necessarily know, but have sort of been told now.
Okay, well, can I go and barter?
And you would also have noticed that like the jumpsuit features heavily in the fashion of this place, but like various alterations have been done. Not everyone wears the jumpsuit. There are other clothes, but it does seem like textiles are not in overabundance down here. There would be options though.
Okay, well, firstly, I would like to sell off the silver pendant that I found.
Okay, we'll role play this out as part of the next episode.
Okay, cool.
In town. But it sounds like so we'll have a little bit more shopping to do, but probably not like a full half episode like last time.
Yeah, like I probably just want to maybe spice up my clothing a bit, even if it's just to get some maybe like alterations so that it's not just the plain old jumpsuit, and then sell some stuff, and then maybe buy some rations. Really.
Yeah, we can figure that out. Cool. That sounds like everyone's sort of got a vibe of what they want to do. But we'll figure out what's going on in the next episode. That's it for this episode of the High or Lows podcast. If you'd like to get in touch, you can find us on Twitter at High or Lows with underscores between the words, or you can find me at Feepster.
Thanks for listening to this episode. If you enjoyed listening, please leave us a 5-star rating and review, which is one of the best ways you can support us. You can also join the discussion on our Reddit and Facebook pages, or even our Discord server, and maybe play some games with us. Links can be found in the description below. Special thanks to Sirenscape for the background audio and Alex McPherson for providing the opening theme. I hope you can all join us next time as we continue on our adventure.